My name is Mabel Blandford, and I'm a senior.
Bryce McDonald. I am a sophomore at Hidden Valley High School.
Hello, my name is Julia Pierce, and I'm in the 9th grade.
Okay, my project is on medically assisted suicide. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay.
Like euthanasia? Like for
Yeah,
terminally
yeah,
ill
yeah.
people?
Okay.
I do know what medically assisted suicide is.
I'm aware of it, yes.
Okay, do you want me to read the definition to you?
Go ahead,
Okay.
sure.
It occurs when a physician provides a prescription for a fatal dose of medication that the patient can self-administer at the patient's request. A doctor prescribes a medication for a patient who is at the very end of their life and typically only has like a few months left to live. It's currently legal in 7 U.S. states. What are your opinions on it?
I think that suicide is a horrible thing, and I hate that people get to that point. But at the same time, that when it is your life, you technically do have control over it. So legally, yes, I think that obviously that it can be legal. However, morally, I disagree with it.
I'm not against it. I don't know how the doctors feel about it. Because they took the Hippocratic Oath and they're not legally allowed to do any harm to people. They're not actually doing the harm, but they're like, it's assisted, so I don't know.
If like someone is suffering, then like yes, I guess it would be okay. But like if someone was like, if they could, I guess withstand that length, I guess, then I would say live that out.
Okay.
I am a firm believer that it should be a person's choice if they have a terminal illness, that they should be able to choose not to have to suffer for an extended period of time before their eventual death.
I think suicide is a bad thing, but usually if someone is doing medically assisted suicide, they're already close to death in like hospice care. So I think if it's like inevitable that they're gonna die, maybe they want to do it more peacefully and on their own terms. I think it's a good thing.
If a patient wants to take a medicine, they can do it, but like no one can force them.
I have mixed opinions on it. I can actually see both sides.
I believe that it should be legal and available to anyone with a terminal illness who believes that they don't want to continue living, they don't want to continue suffering. It's a humane thing to do.
They have to go through like extensive like checkups to see how they qualify for this, because it is a very major life decision.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being totally okay with it and 10 being absolutely against it, where do you think you stand?
I'd say like a 3.
2 or a 3.
4. I'm a 4.
Probably like an 8.
An 8, so you're pretty against it? Okay.
1, totally okay with it.
Maybe around like a 4. I'm kind of a little more for the idea that you get your own choice.
I would stand like 2 or 3.
Like a 2.
A 2, so you're pretty for it. Okay.
Like mid, like 6.
Probably definitely a 1.
Probably like a 1 or 2.
Okay.
I stand around 3. Like, I'm not like, oh, it should be all go for it, but like, I should say it should be a viable choice that the patient can make.
Since you are against it, are there any situations where it would be acceptable?
I think there's not like a fine line for that, so.
If someone's like brain dead and they have nothing left, then like that would be, I guess, different. But
are there any circumstances which it would not be acceptable?
Say it's highly situational. I don't think mentally ill people should be able to like be offered and take this.
I think if you're under 18.
So like, it has to be like the patient makes the choice. If the patient says no, then a family member cannot like persuade them to say yes or no. So it should be like only with the doctor and the patient.
Yeah.
It's more of a way to have a better death. So if you're not gonna like die and you can like be helped, then of course not.
I would feel like it would depend on like what the person's wishes were. Because if they're in like a state where they can't speak for themselves, I feel like it shouldn't be up to anyone else's decision.
I don't think it could be something that is used just because somebody shows up and says that they no longer want to live.
So what are your thoughts about it if it became legal in Virginia?
I would be okay with that, as long as it wasn't overused.
I would be okay with that.
I feel like I said, it could be a bad thing, but it could also be a good thing. I don't know.
All for it.
Okay.
I would really want to take a look into exactly how someone could have access to that.
I'd be totally okay with it. I think it would be a great thing.
I think I would support it, and that would be a good choice.
And any closing comments?
I just think that they shouldn't be able to interfere with the way people want to end their lives and other decisions that they make about, their own lives, their own body, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for interviewing me.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I think this is a great topic to study. I do understand that it brings up a lot of ethical questions, and I'm certainly open to hearing both sides of the debate. I would love to talk more about it.
Thanks for having me.
Miss Blankenship?
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Blankenship. Keep that in there. Keep that in there. Hello.